fight fans, we got ourselves a fight, and it is not Saturday, it is Sunday. We got ourselves Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. 2 years in the making, finally clashing with each other this Sunday. I believe it's in Abu Dhabi, which means I believe the fight is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. So that makes it 11 p.m. Pacific time, excuse me. And so, yeah, now we finally get to see this fight. I mean, these guys have been talking about it for quite some time. These guys had been scheduled to fight for quite some time, and it's always fallen out. I believe it was either 2 or 3 times it fell out. I remember one time it was because Tommy Fury, I believe he had some kind of lung infection or something to that nature. And then we had, he couldn't get into the country. I believe that was last year. They were scheduled for a fight, I want to say in July, maybe, or somewhere around that time frame. I know he was scheduled for a fight. Could be even a little earlier or later than that, give or take, somewhere around that time frame. But he could not fight. So Jake Paul has been active himself. He's taken on quite a few opponents himself, and in replacement to the Tommy Fury fight, to Tommy Fury fallout. But yeah, here we are now. None of us really thought we were ever going to come here. We really didn't. I didn't think so either. I thought there's some reason, somehow, some way, this fight was going to fall apart. And you know what, guys? Let's not, speak too soon, because we still do got a few more days away. I personally feel like it's going to go through, but I would not be surprised if it does fall out again due to Tommy Fury. No disrespect to Tommy Fury, he still does. You got to respect to anybody that puts the boxing gloves, that goes in the ring. It's a very dangerous sport. So to do that, hey, more power to you. But at the end of the day, the fact that he's already pulled out a couple times, it does not stop me from thinking it won't happen again. It's possible. But hopefully it doesn't. I do want to see this fight. I do want to see this score finally get settled. I do want to see this this match take place. Everyone get paid. Everyone has everyone has the match that they finally want to see. We finally want to see Jake Paul go against a boxer, and this just so happens to be it. Now, I know a lot of people are saying Tommy Fury isn't like an actual boxer that we were hoping to see, but he was grown to be a boxer. He was never studying MMA. He was never doing jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Taekwondo. He's never done wrestling. All his life, he's been doing boxing. And that's something that we want to see Jake Paul go against. Somebody that has a lot more boxing experience. Somebody who is his size. Somebody who is around his age frame, age range. So, hey, we got all that, all the boxes. We check them all out right there. Maybe Tommy Fury isn't the most crazy boxer, but you still gotta understand Jake Paul is still relatively new to his career. I believe he has 6-7 fights in his career right now. And yeah, there are top caliber opponents, but a lot of them were, again, MMA fighters: Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva. So this is a natural boxer for Jake Paul's I want to say his fight level, because we can't throw him in there with a Canelo. You have any idea what Canelo would do to Tommy Fury and Jake Paul at the exact same time? Oh my God, this fight wouldn't even, it would not even last 3 rounds. They both could go against 2 against 1 against Canelo, and Canelo would just kill these guys. It's not even funny. And it's not because they are not good. They are definitely good. But it's just a different level. Canelo is just at that expert high level. So yeah, this is a good competition for both of them. I do feel Jake Paul is a much more higher level than Tommy Fury because of the opposition. I could not name any opponent from Tommy Fury's, unfortunately, but this is the beginning of his career too. He has maybe fought some relatively unknown fighters, maybe some guys who are just barely starting, maybe the guys who have been around for quite some time, maybe guys who have a lot of losses. I hear that some of his fighters, they do have quite a few losses, but it's still, hey, you're in the early stages of your career. Nobody's ever really faced top level opposition. Jake Paul maybe had fought top level opposition himself, but let's face facts, they're top level opposition in a different category in MMA. So that could be a little deceiving, where people are saying, oh, well, look, Jake Paul, he's fought a 2-time world champion, a undisputed go, and a great All-American, but these just so happen to be a great All-American wrestler, a champion, a multi-champion like Anderson Silva, and a multi-champion like Tyron Woodley, a GOAT like Anderson Silva. It's these guys are MMA fighters. So not necessarily born boxers. You know, Tyron Woodley was more of a wrestler. He had his one striking power, and then Anderson Silva, of course, has always been known for his striking. Has actually had a boxing competition in his earlier days, but still relatively more of a kickboxer slash boxer. So, but still, disregard all that. You know, at the end of the day, Jake Paul has won against them, and these guys are much more higher level competition than what Tommy Fury has went against. So that's where things do kind of like you want to lean a little bit towards Jake Paul in this kind of competition because of the fact that he's been in there with higher opposition. And another reason why you would want to go on with Jake Paul, why you want to be on his side a little bit is because the fact that he's actually been in later rounds where Tommy Fury is normally fought only 4-round fights, maybe a little bit more, give or take, but more naturally known to being a 4-round fighter. Where Jake Paul is, on the other hand, has went up to 8 rounds with again higher opposition, tougher opposition. You know, even though they were MMA fighters and they were still relatively known to strike, and they still have like a really high training regimen. Where on the other hand, Tommy Fury, unfortunately, doesn't have that kind of opposition in his back pocket. But again, it could be a little deceiving because Tommy Fury does come from a fighting family. Tommy Fury is the half brother of Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury has been probably training boxing since he was a kid because his father was also a fighter. You know, so I'm sure he's been around a lot of boxers. He's been around a lot of boxing. He's been around a lot of fights. So I'm sure he knows a thing or two. I've seen maybe a couple of fights here and there of his. And, you know, he does have some fast movement and he does have some, you know, a little good footwork here and there. Again, this is his early stages and we haven't got to see him against a more known opposition for Tommy Fury to see how good he is. But it still seems very early, and I do feel Jake Paul is just way too much for Tommy Fury at this stage. You know, maybe if this fight would have took place after Jake Paul had fought Ben Askren, then I would probably say, hey, this would actually be a relatively even fight. But because he didn't, and Jake Paul has fought twice again against Woodley and another fight against Anderson Silva, I do feel like Jake Paul has learned a lot more in his road to this fight. So I do feel the odds are definitely in Jake Paul's favor. He does have a lot more punching power. He does have some real high level experience. He does have later rounds experience. He has the cardio for that. Where Tommy Fury, unfortunately, what he does have on the good side is he does have good speed. He does have a little bit range of motion when it comes to like going in and out. You know, some good footwork here and there. Not like super expert level, but you know, it's something to get by at his level. And he does have a little bit of the history when it comes to boxing. And what I mean by that is he has family history with his father being a boxer, and he has his brother, Tyson Fury, as a boxer. So he has a lot of good teachers in his corner to help him out. And hopefully he utilizes those because he's going to need them for this fight. But still, at the end of the day, I do got to go with Jake Paul in this opposition because it just seems like Jake Paul is on a different level than Tommy Fury. But let me know in the comments, guys, on who you got in this fight and what do you think is going to happen in this fight. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.